Namaskar, welcome to Express News. My name is Mark Lin. News of national importance first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba chaired the 15th annual India and Japan summit in Tokyo. India and Japan exchanged agreements on the sidelines of the summit, a detailed joint statement, long-term vision document, and this is on bilateral relations, and joint declaration on India-Japan security cooperation were exchanged. Addressing the joint press meet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India and Japan laid the foundation for a new and golden chapter in their special strategic and global partnership. Prime Minister announced that to further deepen economic ties, Japan pledged to invest 10 trillion yen in India. Addressing the joint press meet, the Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba called for more high-skilled talent from India for the growth of the Japanese economy. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his two-day Japan visit by attending the India-Japan Economic Forum in Tokyo. Speaking at the forum, Prime Minister Narendra Modi explained the ties with Japan as being strategic, powered by economic logic, and that India is the springboard for Japanese businesses in the global south. The Prime Minister said that together we can replicate the magic that we created in the auto sector, in batteries, robotics, semiconductors, shipbuilding, and nuclear energy as well. Highlighting changes in defense and technology sector, Prime Minister said that Japan is a tech powerhouse and India is a talent powerhouse. Chairman of the Japan-India Association and the former Prime Minister of Japan, Yoshihide Suga, met Prime Minister Modi. The two leaders spoke about the many dimensions of India-Japan cooperation and how it can further deepen. The discussion also covered collaboration in technology, AI, trade, investment, and beyond. PM Modi also met the former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, terming him as a great advocate of closer India-Japan relations. Always, the Prime Minister said that the discussions were related to progress in bilateral partnership across sectors. Prime Minister Modi also held a meeting with the Speaker, Fukushiro Nugaka, and a group of members of the Japanese National Diet as well. They discussed the strong and friendly relations between India and Japan, with a special focus on parliamentary exchanges, human resource development, cultural exchanges, and cooperation across key sectors. The chief priest of the Shiron Zan Dharuma-ji temple, Reverend Sheishi Hirose, presented the Dharuma doll to Prime Minister Modi. It is an iconic cultural symbol and souvenir of Japan. Prime Minister Modi received a guard of honor during his official visit to Japan. His Japanese counterpart, Shigeru Ishiba, was also present during the occasion. Tokyo Sky Tree, it was lit up in the flag colors of the Indian flag, and this is to honor Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Japan for the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit. It is the tallest tower in Japan. To recognize the contributions of the public sector enterprises towards the nation's growth, the Scope Eminence Awards were organized at the Vigyan Bhavan on Friday, and the awards were conferred by the President Draupadi Murmu. India's Commerce Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, he said that India is working on a dedicated outreach program in 40 countries, including the UK, UAE, Russia, and Japan, and South Korea as well, to push for textile exports. The minister also said that India is taking steps to diversify its exports and boost domestic demand to support exporters hit by unilateral action taken by our country. Let's look at the business news now, and the Indian equity indices ended lower on Friday. At close, the Sensex had dropped 270.92 points. It settled at 79,809.65. The Nifty also fell 74.05 points. It closed at 24,426.85. The rupee slumped by 61 paise. It closed at an all-time low of 88.19 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on October 3 were priced at 102,590 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. India's real GDP has been estimated to grow by 7.8% in Q1 of 25-26 of FY 25-26 over the growth rate of 6.5% during Q1 of FY 24-25. The former Reserve Bank of India Governor Urjit Patel has been appointed as the Executive Director of the International Monetary Fund, a government statement showed on Friday. China's factory activity is likely contracted for a fifth straight month in August, with manufacturers awaiting more clarity on a trade deal with the US. A wobbly job market and a property crisis have also curbed domestic demand. This is what a Reuters poll has showed. Microsoft has fired 4 employees who participated in protests on company premises against the firm's ties to Israel as it wages a war in Gaza. Dell has raised its annual revenue and profit forecasts, buoyed by demand for its artificial intelligence optimized servers that are powered by NVIDIA's advanced chips. Alphabet-owned YouTube and Fox said on Thursday that they have reached an agreement. This is that they're going to keep Fox News, Fox Sports and other Fox channels available to YouTube subscribers. The number of unemployed people in Germany has topped 3 million for the third time in a decade, Labour office figures have showed on Friday. Some international news now, and Thailand's constitutional court has dismissed the former Prime Minister Penutha Shinawatra from office on Friday. This is for ethics violation after only a year in power. Shinawatra had said on Friday that she, in fact, had sought to safeguard the country's interests in a phone conversation that she had had with Cambodia's former leader that led to her dismissal. According to estimates by South Korea's central bank released on Friday, North Korea's economy grew 3.7% in 2024, the fastest annual pace of growth in 8 years, backed by expanded economic ties with Russia. Kim Kyon-hee, the wife of the South Korean ousted former President Yoon Suk-yeol, has been indicted for bribery and other charges on Friday. Israel has recovered the body of the hostage Ilan Weiss from the Gaza Strip, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said on Friday. Items belonging to a second person whose identity had not yet been cleared for publication were also retrieved. This is what the statement said. Britain, France and Germany on Thursday launched a 30-day process to reimpose UN sanctions on Iran over its disputed nuclear program. The United Nations Security Council on Thursday unanimously extended for a final time a long-running peacekeeping mission in Lebanon until the end of 2026. The U.S. Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook has filed a lawsuit on Thursday to challenge Donald Trump's move to fire her as the president had intensified pressure on the independent central bank. Cook seeks a decision to confirm her status as the Fed governor, allowing her to continue in her role. U.S. Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. said on Thursday that there was a lot of trouble at the CDC, a day after CDC Director Susan Monarez was fired. Senior CDC vaccine research and public health leaders who resigned in protest told hundreds of supporters across the street on Thursday that the Trump administration needs to get politics out of public health. The White House said that the U.S. President Donald Trump is not happy with the Russian strike on Ukrainian capital Kiev. The Ukrainian President Zelensky urged Western allies on Thursday to send a strong joint signal to the Russian President Putin after its recent attack on Kiev. Meanwhile, Zelensky, in a virtual meeting with the leaders from Poland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Denmark, said that it was important to produce a clear definition of security guarantees for Ukraine as part of a plan to secure a peace settlement with Russia. The US State Department has approved a potential sale of air-launched cruise missiles and related equipment to Ukraine for an estimated $825 billion. The potential sale of 3,350 extended-range attack munition missiles includes GPS guidance kits and electronic warfare defenses for the weapons. It also includes support equipment and mission planning software. The Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said on Friday that the Western proposals on security guarantees for Ukraine would increase the risk of conflict between Moscow and the West by turning Kiev into a strategic provocateur on Russia. Britain's foreign minister said on Thursday that he had summoned the Russian ambassador to UK after Russia attacked Ukraine with missiles and drones overnight, killing several people and damaging buildings, including the British Consul in Kiev. The French President Emmanuel Macron and the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, they met with their respective cabinets. This happened on Friday in Toulon, and this is to endorse 8 strategic documents and launch more than 20 flagship projects. Okay, we're heading for a short break. Stay with us. You're watching Express News.
Launch a bombing campaign against Iran. The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Remember to save your country.
We read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. Let's resume. News now about the weather. The deluge of morning rainfall on Friday brought the Delhi NCR region to a standstill, severely disrupting air, road and metro travel. Heavy rainfall continues to wreak havoc across Uttarakhand. Many districts, including Dehradun, Nainital, Mussoorie, Rudraprayag and Chamoli, have witnessed heavy downpours, triggering landslides and rising river levels. Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami gave necessary instructions to senior officials, the Disaster Secretary, the district magistrates at his official residence. Following severe rainfall and subsequent river swelling that washed away a portion of the 4th bridge over the river Tavi in Jammu, the Indian Army has commenced construction of a Bailey Bridge as a temporary measure to restore connectivity. Devastating floods have submerged more than 1,600 villages in Pakistan's Punjab province, and 17 people at least have been killed in this impact, and more than 1 million people have in fact been displaced. Pakistani authorities have evacuated more than 1 million people from their homes in Punjab province this week as the worst monsoon rains-driven flooding in 4 decades has caused havoc there. Floodwater has partly submerged the Sikh shrine at Kartarpur. In fact, as heavy monsoon rainfall and rains and has flooded the region in Pakistan there. This time-lapse video shows smoke rising from the Garnet wildfire in California. As of Thursday, the fire has burnt through at least 13,934 acres. The Honduran fishing village of Sedeno is being erased by the sea, with more than 120 meters of coastline lost to erosion since 2005. This is according to the Committee for the Development of Flora and Fauna of the Gulf of Fonseca. The committee says that high tides have intensified storms, and also linked to climate change. These have destroyed at least 50 homes, a school, and key infrastructure, leaving residents there without options as the ocean advances in Honduras. Thousands of people flocked to one of the world's largest indoor ski resorts in Shanghai on Thursday, seeking to beat the heat as temperatures hit around 37 degrees Celsius in the Chinese city. The more than 98,000 square meter snow world lets visitors downhill, ski, snowboard, slide, as well as ice cycle, while children have enough space for snowball fights. Firefighters battle a fire in Porto in Spain's northwestern province of Zamora. More than a dozen wildfires are still burning in the country, according to Spain's Civil Protection Service. The Spanish king and queen visited areas affected by wildfires in the Galicia region. They toured a wildfire coordination center, a cattle farm, and a school there. The toll in northern Thailand from landslides and flooding triggered by Typhoon Kajiki rose to 5 dead and 15 injured, officials said on Thursday, with heavy rain forecast to continue all week. News about art, culture and life. London's Gagosian Art Gallery has opened its doors to Beatles fans for a free exhibition that displays photographs from the band's early years. The exhibition, titled Rearview Mirror, Liverpool, London, Paris, kicked off at Gagosian on Thursday, presenting 12 works taken by the Beatles singer-songwriter Paul McCartney between the late 1963 and early 64. The Brooklyn Banks, a storied skateboarding plaza beneath the Brooklyn Bridge, has reopened after more than a decade, reviving what advocates call one of the most important spaces in New York skate culture. A Northern Ireland guitarist set a new Guinness World Record for the longest continuous busking session on Thursday by busking for over 24 hours. A set of carved stone animals, a fox, a vulture and a wild boar. This is all shedding light now on the way prehistoric people told stories after being unearthed by archaeologists in southeastern Turkey. Dating back some 11,500 years, the trio of figurines found at the Karahantepe archaeological site is the first known example of objects being arranged in a specific way to convey a narrative. This is what the archaeologists have said. The largest beer festival in the world, the Munich Oktoberfest, has unveiled its 2025 beer mug ahead of the 190th installment. The smiling waitress carrying a service tray that includes traditional pretzels and beer showcases the work of the service personnel who keep the beer festival running, says the Christian Sharp, the head of the Oktoberfest. Had champagne problems, a Taylor Swift-themed bar in Manhattan. Now fans there were celebrating news of the singer's engagement to the National Football League star Travis Kelce. The space, decorated with murals, pins and friendship bracelets, served drinks to Swift fans while Swift's music videos played on screen. The makers of Varun Dhawan and Janhvi Kapoor star Sunny Sanskari ki Tulsi Kumari. They have dropped the teaser of the movie. It's offering a glimpse of a funny tale revolving around the lead duo. Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos' new film, Begonia, which is premiering at the Venice Film Festival, presented a funny vision of the contemporary world. Its star Emma Stone said on Thursday. Singer and actor Ariana Grande has announced the Eternal Sunshine Tour on Thursday. She shared a poster with the tour dates and locations on Instagram next to the caption reading, "See you next year." The Hungarian director Laszlo Nemes premiered his new drama Orphan at the Venice Film Festival on Thursday. He was joined by his cast members Andrea Vaskovic and Bochadon Barabas. The German filmmaker Werner Herzog debuted his new documentary Ghost Elephant at the Venice Film Festival along with South African conservationist, Steve Boys, who features prominently in the film. Despite his sinus infection, George Clooney brought the Hollywood star power to the Venice Film Festival, the red carpet there. On Thursday, he attended the world premiere of his new film. Emma Stone brought a rush of excitement to the Venice red carpet as she returned to the festival with past winner Lanthimos in the premiere of the film Begonia. Buzzing fans greeted Stone along with the rest of the film's cast. Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch walked down the red carpet at the Venice Film Festival for their upcoming film, The Roses. A reimagining of the hit 1989 film, The War of the Roses, this new version, which is also based on the book by Warren Adler, it sees Coleman's character, Ivy, become more successful than her husband Cumberbatch's character, Theo, which takes a toll on their relationship. The Oscar-nominated actor Amy Adams and Doctor Who star Matt Smith are joining the cast of the upcoming movie Star Wars Starfighter, Walt Disney announced on Thursday. Finally, the sports update. And the Government of India has celebrated National Sports Day 2025 on Friday as a 3-day mass movement of sports and fitness. Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia paid floral tributes to the hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand, whose birthday anniversary on the 29th of August is celebrated as National Sports Day. The Indian men's duo of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty stormed into the quarterfinals of the BWF World Championships in Paris. The mixed doubles pair of Dhruv Kapila and Tanisha Krasto, their journey in the ongoing BWF World Championship, it came to an end during the quarterfinals on Friday. Skipper Harmanpreet Singh converted a hat-trick of penalty corners as India opened their Asian Cup hockey campaign with a 4-3 win over China on Friday. The Indian athlete Neeraj Chopra had to settle for a second place in the Diamond League final at Zurich, finishing runner-up for the third straight year. The reigning men's champion Yannick Sinner has charged into the third round of the US Open. Sinner beat the Australian Alexei Popyrin 6-3, 6-2, 6-3, 6-3, 6-2, 6-2, I beg your pardon. With the win, Sinner took his Grand Slam winning streak on hard court to 23 matches. The former US Open champion Coco Gauff defeated the unseeded Croatian Donna Vekic to advance to the third round of the Grand Slam. Karen Khachanov became the biggest casualty so far in the men's draw, as the Russian, he blew away a 2-set lead and lost then finally 2-6, 6-7, 6-4, 7-5, 7-6 to Poland's Kamil Macharak. And the women's title favorite Iga Swiatek fended off Netherlands' Susan Lemons 6-1, 4-6, 6-4 to reach the third round. The reigning English champion Liverpool on Thursday was drawn alongside the record 15-time winner Real Madrid and last season's Serie A runner-up Inter Milan in the group stage of the UEFA Champions League 2025-26. Jose Mourinho's contract with Fenerbahce has been terminated, the Turkish club said on Friday, in fact bringing an end to the Portuguese coach's tenure in Istanbul. Besiktas sacked Ole Gunnar as the coach after the former Manchester United boss failed to guide the Turkish side into the UEFA Conference League. Australia's Jay Vine has launched a solo attack from a breakaway group in the final 20 kilometers, and then he won stage 6 of the Vuelta in Astana. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Thank you very much for watching. Namaskar.